going to talk about respectful accommodation, what it is. We're going to look at some different types of accommodations, and we're going to create tools for accommodating children with all kinds of challenges in your programs that you see every day. So what is a respectful accommodation? When you think of accommodation, what do you think of?
Working with someone.
Working with someone, okay.
Providing access regardless of the level of the child's academic ability.
Ooh, can you say that again?
Providing access to any learning.
Providing access to any learning.
Based on the child's ability, their academic level.
Okay, so based on their ability, and it could be academic or otherwise it could be their physical ability, it could be their cognitive ability, it could be pretty much anything.
All right, so today we are going to discuss some lenses that we use to interpret behavior, and we are also going to apply that knowledge of our lenses to a scenario. We are also going to design upon or improve on some environmental accommodations we can make, our environmental supports that we can use to help support children who use aggressive behavior. So, as we are starting our session, and this is one of our behavior modules, we want to all make sure we are on the same page when it comes to what behavior is.
My background is in social work, so I am all about building those relationships, making sure that kids are feeling socially and emotionally stable in your environment. So we're going to talk about that today. We're going to talk about how we support positive behavior in our programs and how you can really put some really specific things in place to help those kids. I was an inclusion consultant, so I would go into programs like yours to help a specific child with a disability or challenging behaviors who you needed some more support around and give some strategies. Work with their families and help connect those families to resources. For today, our learning objectives will be to list the ABCs of behavior, which is the antecedent, behavior, and consequence. So we're going to look at some scenarios and practice this, and this is a really key piece of the behavior puzzle.
So today our objectives are identify 3 roles that you may assume to support your staff. We're going to talk about strategies you can use to assist your staff to support children. I'm going to use the term children a lot today, but this applies across the age range up to your youth and teens. I just talk about children more often so it rolls off my tongue more easily. So I do mean that full age range. And the other thing at the end, we're going to ask you to draft a plan of action about your own skill and how you're going to develop your skills to support your staff.
And our learning objectives are, we're going to look at some signs and signals in a role play. We're going to provide some explanations of characteristics of ADHD, and we're also going to look with a partner and make some accommodations to a scenario. So, what is ADHD? Attention Deficit Hyperactivity Disorder is no longer 2 diagnoses. Used to be 2 separate. It used to be ADD or ADHD. It is now ADHD with or without the hyperactivity component. So it consists of age-inappropriate symptoms of inattention and hyperactivity or impulsivity. So age-inappropriate, if I have a group of 5-year-olds and they can sit down and I can get their attention in a group setting for 5 to 7 minutes, that would be age-appropriate. But if I have a group of 12-year-olds, it would not be appropriate for a child to not be able to sit for 5 to 7 or 10 minutes.
So we have 2 learning objectives that we want to do today. And the first one is we want you to identify 3 strategies that you can use to create a culture of acceptance in your program. And then the second one is to create a plan to implement 3 strategies to support a youth to positively engage with peers. And so today we're going to talk about creating a culture of acceptance, because that really doesn't just happen. It's something that takes a lot of intentionality. So we're going to focus on these today. We're going to focus on selecting the right staff, because I don't know about you, but to me that is the key. Having the right staff. Then we're gonna talk about how we can cultivate relationships, not just between staff and youth, but between staff and staff, celebrating diversity, and then setting and maintaining expectations.